Hi, how are ya? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we had a rough time with the Eclipsean Blood Elves. And today, we're going to continue questing here in Shadowmoon Valley. Let's have a chat here with Sergeant Cargruel. The Skethlon Wreckage. The Skethlon Wreckage just to the east is an eerie place. The peons are convinced that it is cursed. There are few trees here, so the peons have no choice but to venture into the Arakoa ruins to chop wood. The Arakoa spirits prey on the work groups, draining their life and using it to fuel their foul magics. We must find out what is driving the Dark Conclave and stop them before the influence expands. Search the Skethlon Wreckage for evidence of their plans. Alright, so let's go do that. Here we go. Well, I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good myself. And I heard some news about Blizzard bringing back Refer a Friend, supposedly. And they're going to have a reward, which will be a Shredder mount. And it's good that they're doing that. They're trying to get more people back, into the game. Which is nice. And that's going to be for retail, I assume. I got the first page. Because they should really try to get people to give the game a chance again, because I think retail's in a really good spot right now. They did a good job with Dragonflight. So, they should try to get people to come back and, give it, a try. If they were, upset with Shadowlands or even the Burning Crusade. And I recently had to sign a social contract when I logged into the game. I think all you guys probably are having to do that recently. I wonder how they're going to make that work. I hope it's not, automated. Like, this guy said bad word or something like that. I usually don't swear in chat anyways, but I don't know. Who knows what'll happen with that. I just hope it's not automated. Because people can be baited into raging on the internet. Like, say I'm running a raid in, like, Wrath of the Lich King. And then some people join the raid, yada yada yada. We go to a boss and I ninja loot the gear. And then some guy gets upset and he says a bad word. And then I report him. Like, how messed up would that be? And then he gets banned and I don't. That's why I hope it's not automated, because there's sometimes context, you know what I mean, that needs to be looked into when these things happen. I think we should probably get rid of... Oh, the owl's almost dead. Okay, good. Get this guy. Yeah, we can't mess around with these guys. They're level 68. It's interesting how, like, the changes here as you go deeper inside this area. Yeah, I've been saying this a lot lately. I think I said this last episode. World of Warcraft's in a pretty good spot. And they got Wrath of the Lich King, classic communities growing as well, like the vanilla one. And retail's doing pretty good. It's maybe like the best spot WoW's been in the last like six years, I would say. dark mending. Here, we'll use a little evocation here. Still need to get some buffs going. I wonder if I have like some food to get. If I have food that gives me more spirit, I should probably get that going. I'll group up a couple of these guys. Oh, he's a caster. It's not good. See if we can get them over here. We can do a little bit of AoE. They cast on us though. It's gonna hit pretty hard. Damn it, what the heck happened? Hey buddy, stop casting shadow bolts in my face! There we go. Oh my gosh, now we're pulling more. Alright. Dance around while our elemental here does work. No proc there. I was hoping to get an ignite proc. Should finish him off though. Alright, so let's have some food here. And we'll get some spirit. Get a 20 stamina, 20 spirit buff. That should help our mana regen a little bit more. This place has a real spooky vibe to it. And it kind of reminds me of like the old Shadow Moon Valley. Because the old Shadow Moon Valley had like a purple and greenish vibe. It's obviously like a deteriorated version of that, but it does remind me of Shadow Moon Valley from Warlords of Draenor. I think Shadow Moon Valley is probably the zone that got changed the most. It used to be like a real, like, beautiful, peaceful place. No. Oh, okay. Got that shadow ball off. And I forget, who was the first Lich King? I remember fighting him in Warlords of Draenor there. Was it Kilrog or somebody? He was like the Lich King before Arthas took the throne. I don't think it's Kilrog, I think it's another name. But it was an orc. From Outland. Come on. Probably deep freezing here. Damn it. I wonder how the Arakoa got here. And it's weird how they survived all of this. Like when the orcs like went insane and started like, you know, rampaging throughout Outland and just slaying everybody. Somehow they were able to survive. The ogre numbers went down quite a bit. There's tons of ogres in Warlords of Draenor. I think they used to rule Outland. And then the orcs were slaves. I'm having a tough time finding this last journal page. I wonder if you can read them. Scryers from the Seer's library would be interested in this item. That's pretty much it. Oh, this one's one of these guys. I wonder if we can get another one here. And then we'll do this, and then I'm gonna deep him, interrupt that. And then after this, we'll do some AoE on the birds. Pull something there? Wow. Alright, so it looks like we left the purple area. We're back in current Shadowmoon Valley. There we go, we got the final journal page. Let's head back and we'll turn this quest in. And we'll see if this leads to another quest chain here. Because we decided not to continue fighting the Eclipsion Blood Elves because this quest that we got is a group quest. It's gonna be pretty tough. Maybe we can find a group for it. And yeah, I updated my add-ons and there wasn't an update for this. For the micro menu? It's too bad. So I was wondering if it was like another add-on that I downloaded, so just been playing around with it. Hopefully I can figure out what the problem is soon. Or maybe they'll update Bartender eventually.
Loktar.
What have you discovered? Sergeant examines the journal pages. I don't see much of use here, but there are a couple of entries that could prove useful. It looks as though these Arakoa were preparing some kind of elaborate magical ritual up until the time of their death. But why? There's also a curious note here about a deserter.
Go forth.
There's nothing here that would explain why the spirits of these Arakoa have remained in this world, or how they came into thirst for the blood of orcs. I think our best lead is to try to find the deserter mentioned in this journal. If he left his comrades at the camp, there's a chance you might be able to persuade him to help us understand the dark conclave Arakoa are planning. Start your search for him on the road through the magma fields to the southeast.
For the Horde.
I assume he just doesn't like the orcs because... Or the Arakoa don't like the orcs because they're just, I don't know, they were taking over Outland. And they probably ran into some Arakoa and did some bad stuff. And now they're enemies. And the Arakoa are pretty much just defending themselves. And there he is. Harshath. The Arakoa favors you with a haunted gaze, and alternates between looking at you and looking through you. What have our efforts wrought, but a greater abomination than we sought to prevent? The Arakoa cackles. Yes, I am the deserter mentioned in the commander's journal. I have been waiting for the day when others might recognize the threat posed by those I once called brothers. Ashgar's totem. What you read in the commander's journal is true. While the Orcish horde massed under Gul'dan, my people sought to defend ourselves from the threat by striking against him. Gul'dan learned of their intentions and cast a mighty spell that destroyed our camps and twisted the spirits of my brothers. They must be stopped before they unleash a greater evil. In the Skethkalon wreckage to the north, seek out Ashgar and bring me the totem he carries. With it, we can begin to thwart the Dark Conclave's plans. Alright, so supposedly they were twisted by Gul'dan. And at first they had a pretty righteous, motive. They were trying to, stop Gul'dan. But, turns out Gul'dan, twisted their minds with his dark powers. I think we can get them all to group up here. Jump in with one of these. See what we can do. If we're gonna be slaying pigs here, we might as well group them up. Took a lot of damage though from that. We're gonna get charged here. We'll get a decent amount of damage from this blizzard until that charge comes in. And all the adamantite we're getting now will be used to, we'll put that up on the auction house. Hopefully we make a little bit of coin. And that will go towards our engineering. Really don't think we have to worry too much about gold anymore. Oh, great. Chimera. Should have deeped them there. Instead of using interrupt. Yeah, it'd be cool to check out Warlords of Draenor. It's a pretty cool expansion story-wise. Alright, so let's head north and we'll see what's going on here. Let's get that totem. Take a photo of this, him walking through Outland here. Our elemental kind of got in the way. It's kind of cool, I guess. Alright, back to the quest. I wish they kept doing movies, man. Like, I would... You know, it'd be cool if Blizzard was bought by Disney. I know that sounds messed up and stupid, but... If Disney bought Activision Blizzard, they'd probably make an awesome show. From the franchise. And you know what it doesn't piss me off, but I've noticed these days that, like, there's so many gaming, like, shows that have came out, and they're awesome. Like, Last of Us supposedly is doing great. Cyberpunk had one that was supposedly pretty good. League of Legends had one. That was great. Like, I loved the Star Wars ones. That's what I was thinking. Like, if they did that with Disney, like, you know, It'd be cool, man. They could have like StarCraft shows. They could have Diablo shows. They could have, you know, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty. So many awesome shows. But Microsoft's gonna buy them up. Well, they're trying to. See how that goes. Microsoft's like taking over gaming pretty much. It's smart. Because people love to game, you know. It's gonna keep growing over time, I think. And gaming's good for you. Supposedly, you know, it trains your mind. Helps you when you're older. Supposedly it like can help people like avoid getting Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's. Can't believe I just called it. I have a buddy who calls it Alzheimer's. Heard somebody call it Alzheimer's before. But yeah, it's Alzheimer's. And supposedly gaming helps with that. Because it like, you know, it's kind of like a mind exercise. But just like anything in life, you know, if you consume too much of it, it can become, you know, a problem, I guess. Everything's, you know, you gotta balance. There he is, Ashkar. Can we get his totem? Yes. Looks like there's another ore over here. Yeah, moderation is key, man. That's for sure. But I will admit, it is a lot of fun when you just go, like, really deep into a game. Try to explore and learn as much as you can about it. I will admit I've had a couple 24-hour World of Warcraft sessions. One was when 2019 when Classic WoW came out. I played for 24 hours first day. I didn't want to miss a second of it. And when I first started playing WoW, I had a couple sessions where I just stayed up and just played WoW all day, like for 24 hours. It's like, well, probably the only game I've done that. And then I streamed Overwatch when Overwatch 1 first came out. I streamed it on Twitch for 24 hours. I had a 24-hour stream. I had no viewers. Nobody came in, not one person. It was pretty, but I did that. That was pretty funny. It was, and that's just how Twitch is, you know. If you got some big streamers, it was like that back then in I think 2016, 2017. It was just like that, and still like that. Like if you don't have viewers and like all the big streamers are playing that game, no one's finding you. If you have like, you know, 1 to 2 viewers, it's just how it is. But they've been changing that on Twitch. They have recommended. Now it's not just by viewership anymore. There's just like a recommended feature, which is cool that they're starting to change. They recovered the totem from Asgard. Parsha examines the totem. Good. This old totem hasn't lost its power over the years, but it alone is not enough to stop the Dark Conclave. The totem alone is not strong enough to counteract the sinister magics of the Dark Conclave. We can combine it with other objects of power, forming a staff to focus the energies. We cannot rescue my brethren from the depths of their depravity, but we can stop them. One of the items I need for the staff is the Rod of Lianth, held by the Blood Elves at Eclipse Point to the southeast. It is kept in pavilion on the top tier of the ruins and will be heavily guarded. Use caution, Travis. Alright. Also, after I've been playing Harry Potter for quite a while, I think they could turn that into an MMO. Like, the combat is really cool. And I think it would kind of feel like New World. It'd be like a New World style, like, combat. But, it would be like, you know, based on the Wizarding World. I just don't know how they could, like, you know, create classes and stuff. I think that would kind of limit it. You know, like, everybody's a wizard. And, like, you'd have to have, like, multiple like, types of wizard classes, I guess you could say. I'm not too sure how that would work. But I'm interested to see what they do with the game. There's supposedly going to be a bunch of DLCs and stuff, which I'm not a big fan of. Because really what DLC means is that the game wasn't finished when they released it, and you know, you're not really getting all the content when you purchase the game. And it's kind of annoying that it's like that. Because, you know, people are already paying like $80 to $100 for this game. And then they're going to try to like make more money off of like DLCs. It's kind of lame. But, you know, they got to get paid for more development, I guess you could say. I don't know. The blood heal, no! Got rid of that. But yeah, it's tough to make it in the MMO market. It's competitive. I got Ashes of Creation coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but that's a game that's been really hyped up for the past couple of years. I'm interested to see what happens with that. But WoW will I don't know, it's going to be tough. Like, WoW's in a good spot. WoW will still be, I think, doing pretty damn well. In the future, I think. Depends what they do with Classic. And if they can keep retail at a good spot. I think a lot of people enjoy playing Wrath. I don't know. I'm interested to see if they'll do like a season of mastery of Wrath of the Lich King, or will they have like Wrath of the Lich King Classic era servers? I have a feeling they're going to come out with Cataclysm, which I'm not too pumped up for, because like once you reach Cataclysm, it's pretty much retail. It's kind of how I look at it. Like, the world is pretty much exactly the same. Deathwings came through. He's totally changed Azeroth. It's not really Classic anymore. Alright, so we gotta go over here and get the Rod of Leanth. Hopefully that won't be too tough. Because these Eclipsean Blood Elves, pretty tough. They are the Blood Elves that have sided with Illidan. I'm not too sure if they're linked to Kael'thas or not. Probably not, because I think Kael'thas like betrays Illidan and everybody and just tries to become like some, you know, super powerful wizard or mage or whatever. Oh, there's a rough pull there. Why isn't this guy just like attacking us yet. Okay, so here we go. Do melee here. I think we can finish him off. Oh, we found the chest. We have the rod. Now will we be able to make the staff? Look at the sky. Like, sky changes so much in this zone. Never noticed that. Like, depending on where you are, it's like a completely different zone. Eclipse Point. I'm a little salty that they didn't make TBC Classic Era servers. There's a community that would have played it. 100%. Might not be that big. It wouldn't be as big as Vanilla, which is not... which means it would be pretty small, but there would be people that would want to play it. I'll admit I wouldn't play it as much, but I would like to go on like sometimes and just like play TBC. I think they kind of dropped the ball on that one. I think the Classic should just... they should have had like Classic Era of the 3 expansions, and that's it. And then the amount of content you're getting for your subscription, like, that's awesome. You're getting through, like, pretty much the first 3 WoW expansions and then the current retail one. Did you manage to get the rod? Well done. Such a treasure deserves better than to be shut away in a dark chest. We shall see it used for a worthy purpose. Alright, guys. Well, we're going to call this episode here, and next episode we will be focusing on finishing this quest chain. But as always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.